My name is Natalie Pierce. I'm 28. And I count other people's prescriptions all day in a Twin Cities pharmacy while my own life gets treated like extra shift coverage. Thanksgiving at my mother Marjorie's table. Danielle and her husband Ryan were already settled in. Caleb and his wife Emily were smiling, and I took the leftover chair. Before the food cooled, Mom lifted her glass and dropped it like a plan. Good. Everyone's here. Natalie will handle the holiday coverage. She slid a printed packet toward me. 5 pets listed in bold. Feeding times. Meds. Leash rules. And 1 dog's eardrop highlighted like I'd been hired for the weekend. Danielle nudged it closer with a bright little grin that didn't reach her eyes. It's all organized. You'll be fine. We just need you to follow the sheet. Ryan leaned back like he was watching a game. You're good at this stuff. And it's not like you've got anything else going on. I kept my face neutral and let the truth land plain. I have plans over the holiday. And my fork stayed still because I knew what was coming next. Mom didn't hesitate. Plans for what? You don't have a family of your own anyway. So it works out. And the room kept chewing like that sentence was normal. Caleb stared at his plate. Emily's smile thinned. And Danielle's hand stayed on the packet as if it already belonged to me. I didn't bargain. I didn't perform. I finished dinner and left the table with the same quiet I use at work when someone tries to rush me. At the kitchen counter, I caught sight of a white envelope pinned under a magnet. The header sharp and official, fraud review notice, action, required, stamped with our local credit union's name. I slipped it into my coat pocket, and the plain tick in my bag felt heavier. Not with guilt. With proof. On the way out, Mom followed me into the entryway and tried to soften it without taking anything back. Don't start a fight. It's just a few days. Family helps. I kept my keys in my hand and my voice even. Helping is asked for. Not assigned. And I didn't wait for permission to mean it. The door closed behind me. Cold Minnesota air hit my face. And I walked to my car with the envelope and my ticket. Both still mine. Back in my studio, I set the envelope beside my keys and opened it with the same careful hands I use counting pills under fluorescent pharmacy lights. The header read, Fraud Review Notice Action Required, and the page smelled like copier toner, official enough to make my stomach tighten without permission. And the date stamp looked fresh. A single line item was boxed in gray, a pet boarding deposit for $780, dated for the holiday week, charged to my debit card through our credit union right there. I pulled up my banking app to confirm it wasn't a typo, refreshed twice, and watched the charge settle from pending into something real and permanent. The merchant name matched a boarding place near my mother's zip code, not near mine. And the last 4 digits were mine. No room to misread at all. My phone buzzed again. The Pierce family group chat waking up with that familiar confidence. Like my calendar belonged to them before it belonged to me again. Mom dropped a screenshot of holiday coverage. 5 pets listed like a roster. And typed, Same setup as always. Don't improvise. Just follow the sheet this week. No questions. Danielle added. Medication notes are printed on the counter. And Ryan dropped off extra kibble. So please don't make this a whole thing. And taped them down. Ryan piled on. You're good at this. Nat. And it's not like you're traveling with anyone. So just handle it and keep the drama off our phones. I called Mom and held the paper in front of me like evidence. Why is my card paying $780 to a boarding place I never booked or approved? Her voice stayed smooth. Don't start. I put it on your card because it's faster. And you'll be here anyway. So it evens out. Like it always does. I kept mine flat. That isn't evening out. It's you deciding my money is yours. Then acting offended when I notice, in front of everyone. I texted Danielle a screenshot of the charge and wrote, Who gave Mom my card info? And why am I funding your holiday plan without being asked? Again. Right now? Her reply came fast. Stop acting like a victim. It's not a big deal. You'll get it back later. And Mom can't deal with your moods. I opened the credit union screen, tapped Report Unauthorized Transaction, and watched the case number appear. A quiet receipt in black and white. By the time I reached the airport, my phone had turned into a pulsing light. Missed calls stacking under Mom's name like she could dial me back into compliance. The group chat filled with new messages. Call your mother. This isn't funny. And stop making everything harder than it has to be. I kept walking with my carry-on, reading the words like instructions, the same tone as the printed pet schedule on her counter. A text from Caleb's wife, Emily, slid in privately. Short and clean. Did you ever actually agree to any of this? In writing. Anywhere? I stared at the screen because the only evidence I had was the opposite. A $780 charge. A schedule. And everyone talking like consent was automatic. I typed back, no, and the simplicity of it felt sharp, like a clipped thread finally showing its end. Mom called again, and when I answered, her voice came in already convinced. You're embarrassing me. People are asking questions. Just come home and stop this. My hand tightened on the handle of my bag. You used my card without permission, then assigned me the work. So no, I'm not coming. The silence on her end lasted 3 beats. Then came the softer weapon. After everything I do for this family, you're choosing a vacation over us. A new message popped in from Danielle. Uncle Matt just texted me. Mom's upset. Fix this before everyone thinks you're selfish. And right behind it, Ryan dropped. Don't burn bridges. Nat. You'll need family someday. I didn't answer either. And the quiet of not answering felt louder than any argument. Emily's next text arrived like a pin on a map. They're already calling people. That means they know they're wrong. Then Ryan accidentally posted a message to the group chat that didn't belong there. Same place. 8:30. Don't wear the red. Followed by a heart. And it vanished seconds later. Danielle kept ranting like nothing happened. But Emily caught it too and sent. He deleted it fast. That's not a typo. That's panic. I saved the screenshot without ceremony. Because evidence doesn't need emotion to stay true. At the gate, Mom left a voice message that was pure command. Be at my house by noon. Danielle is dropping things off. Don't make me repeat myself. I opened the group chat and typed one line. I'm not accepting any schedule I didn't agree to. And my card is being disputed for an unauthorized $780 charge. I hit send. Boarded when they called my group. And let the plane door close on the noise. When we landed, I kept the group chat unopened. But missed calls stacked anyway. Mom first. Danielle second. Caleb last. Like an afterthought waiting its turn. I walked through the terminal with my phone face down, letting their certainty sprint ahead of me while my body kept moving on my schedule. By the time I reached the curb, the badge read 99+, flashing hard on the screen, like volume could turn an order into agreement overnight. Mom's voicemail arrived with that old house tone. Be at my place by noon. The pets can't wait. Don't make me ask twice. And noon was already gone. Danielle followed with, just come back. Mom's stressed. Everyone's going to talk. As if my boundaries were a public relations problem to fix. Ryan dropped a clean little cut. You're choosing to be that person. And the wording felt rehearsed. Like he'd been waiting for me to break character. They treated the threat as social, not practical. So the next wave came through other people's phones. Borrowed judgment carrying Mom's fingerprints before anyone bothered to read my message. A cousin I barely speak to typed, heard you ditched your mom. That's cold, and an aunt added, family first. Natalie, call her tonight. Then went silent. I didn't answer, because my app held the only facts that mattered. An unauthorized $780 charge under dispute. A case number. And timestamps. While my screen filled with shame, the group chat flipped into logistics. Because reality doesn't pause for guilt when 5 animals need food. Danielle posted, "Mom, the terrier won't take the pill." And Mom shot back, "Because you're doing it wrong. It goes in the soft food. Fast and sharp." Caleb typed, "I can come after work." And Ryan snapped, "Of course you can. You never have plans either." Right. Dragging him into my old box. Emily texted privately, "They're scrambling because you aren't there. And that's proof they never had a backup plan. Only you." And my jaw unclenched. I watched Danielle type into the group. Did Natalie ever actually say yes? And the chat went quiet for one long beat. Mom tried to reset it with, "She always handles it." But Danielle pushed back. Always isn't the same as agreeing. And I let their false victory crack. When I got home, I didn't hunt for drama. I opened my credit union portal and pulled the dispute details like a pharmacy label you can't argue with. The $780 line item sat there with the case number underneath. And the timestamp matched Mom's "Be here" by noon voicemail. I saved the PDF, took screenshots of the charge and my report screen, and named the files with dates so nothing could drift. I opened the family chat and scrolled only as far as the messages tied to the charge and the pet schedule, then captured them before anyone could edit history. Mom's same setup as always, sat above Danielle's, just follow the sheet. And Ryan's handle, it was right there in black text. I didn't clip opinions. I clipped proof. Because a clean record beats a loud argument every time. Aunt June answered on the first ring. And her voice had that courthouse calm that makes excuses feel small without raising volume. I laid out the facts in one breath. Unauthorized charge. Pet boarding deposit. My card. My dispute. Their chat messages. And waited. June kept it tight. Print everything. Keep the originals. Don't argue in text. And don't let anyone bait you into admitting it was family money. Within an hour, I had a folder on my table with the statement, the dispute confirmation, the voicemail timestamp, and the chat screenshots stacked in order. The evidence lined up clean, the charge date, the schedule packet, the commands, then the scramble once I didn't show up. I emailed myself a timeline in plain language, not feelings, just what happened and what exists. Because that's what investigators actually read. I called Caleb and kept my tone flat. I'm handling the unauthorized charge through the credit union, and I'm not covering anyone's holiday coverage anymore. His silence sat heavy. Then he tried soft. Mom's upset. Can't you just let it go? And the words sounded borrowed. I didn't negotiate. Letting it go is how it keeps happening. And I'm done paying for plans I didn't approve. Emily texted right after, if they're innocent, paperwork won't scare them. And that landed because the paperwork already existed before anyone tried to rewrite it. I replied with one line, I'm not punishing anyone. I'm documenting what they already did. And left it there. Ryan kept posting little jabs in the chat about me being dramatic. But I captured those too. Because contempt is a pattern, not a moment. 2 days later, the credit union email came through with an appointment window for a fraud review meeting, and the subject line looked like a door that only opens one way. I forwarded it to June and wrote, I'll bring the folder, and I won't bring a speech, because I didn't need one. June wrote back, good. The truth doesn't require performance. It requires receipts. And I closed the laptop like the next move was already scheduled. The credit union lobby smelled like wet wool and carpet cleaner, and my folder felt too heavy for one $780 charge and a handful of screenshots. Aunt June walked beside me steady, while Mom arrived already smiling. We're here to clear up a misunderstanding. That's all. Danielle hovered close, Ryan right behind her, and Caleb and Emily came in last, quiet like they knew this room didn't care about family titles. In the small office, the fraud investigator opened a file and looked at me. Confirm your name, and confirm you did not authorize this transaction. My voice stayed level. Natalie Pierce. And no, I did not authorize the $780 pet boarding deposit. And I did not give permission to use my card. Mom leaned forward. It was for the household, and she was going to be there anyway. So this is being blown up. The investigator didn't follow emotions. Only sequence, who entered the card information, and who benefits from the service tied to this deposit. Mom tried to wrap it in closeness. Family shares things, and Natalie always handles holiday coverage. So it didn't seem like a big deal. June placed my timeline on the desk. Easier isn't authorization, and always isn't consent, especially when the cardholder disputed it immediately. The investigator tapped the papers. Show me what led you to report it unauthorized, and show any communication tied to the booking or expectation. I slid the screenshots forward. This is the group chat schedule sent without asking. This is the charge. And this is Mom, ordering me to be there by noon. Mom's mouth tightened. You're really doing this in front of strangers. After everything I've done for you. Like I'm some thief. June didn't raise her voice. She just turned the record into something undeniable. This isn't a debate. It's a dispute review. And your messages are part of the record. Her finger moved down the page. Here's same setup as always. Don't improvise. Here's just follow the sheet. And here's Ryan typing handle it. Ryan scoffed. Those are jokes. Everyone knows Natalie gets dramatic when she wants attention. And you're all falling for it. Emily lifted her phone and angled it toward Danielle. This is the message Ryan dropped in the family chat with a heart. Then deleted. And this is the reservation confirmation timed the same. Danielle's eyes flicked, then snapped up. So you weren't pushing this for Mom. You were pushing it because you needed me distracted. Ryan's smile flashed and died. Don't do this here. You're embarrassing yourself. And you're letting Natalie poison you against your own family. The investigator returned to me, calm and procedural. For the record, you did not authorize. You are disputing, and you want the transaction reversed and documented. I didn't look at Mom. Correct. Unauthorized. Disputed the same night. And I want it processed through the dispute procedure. Documented. And closed. Mom tried one last turn. If you do this, you're turning family into criminals. And the word criminals landed like a threat dressed as morality. I kept my hand still on the folder. I'm not turning anything into anything. I'm naming what happened. And I'm stopping it from happening again. June added, quiet and final. If paperwork feels like an attack, it's because the story can't survive receipts. Danielle stared at Mom like she was seeing her clearly for the first time. You didn't ask her. You used her card. And you announced her time like it was yours. A week later, the credit union confirmed the dispute. And the $780 posted back. Clean and quiet. While my folder stayed filed like a boundary. On record. Mom called and tried careful words. I didn't think it mattered. And I kept my tone even. It mattered when you spent my money. Danielle stopped texting demands and only sent. I'm handling my own mess. And Ryan went silent in the chat for once. No jokes. No jabs. Caleb transferred what he owed without a note. And Emily wrote, next holiday. Ask first. Like a rule posted where everyone could see it. Aunt June checked in once. Keep records. Keep peace. And I answered, I'm keeping both. Just not by disappearing. I went back to my pharmacy shifts. Still family. Still myself. And when my phone lit up, I chose what I picked up and let the rest ring until it stopped. Thank you for staying with me to the end. If this story hit close to home, please like and subscribe so more people who need it can find it. And tell me in the comments where you're listening from and what time it is there right now. I read every comment. Truly.